Well, hello everybody. It's Lisa Freeman here from stampingwithlisa.com, coming to you on Thursday night, July the 1st. Can you believe the year is half over? I cannot believe it. It is crazy. And I just realized I don't have my microphone plugged in. Hang on one sec. Okay. Can you hear me now? It'd be like the Verizon commercial. I put it on me and I forgot to put it in my phone, so it probably was like you could barely hear me, and now it's probably really loud. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I know it's kind of a weird time. I was trying to get on here earlier, but as usual, I just was diddling around and couldn't find any, things I was looking for, and then I had to print out something for you guys. So I just want to go ahead, check my computer, and then we'll get started. Looks like it's getting ready to rain here. It's so hot. Hot, hot, hot. I'm ready for a little bit of cooler weather, which is supposed to come tomorrow. So hopefully it will be much cooler tomorrow. All right, so this is the card I'm going to make tonight. And it is, I think, oh, I just made this technique up. I think it's whitewashing. I've done this before. I did this when we had that Good Morning Magnolia stamp. And I embossed it and then did this technique. But my downline Sandy made a card the other day with this exact technique, and I thought it was so beautiful that I wanted to kind of copy it. The one that she made, she found on Pinterest, and I can't remember the demonstrator's name who made it, but it was somebody from Australia, I think. And it was done in the soft succulent, and it was so beautiful. I just loved it. And I hate that I'm not giving her credit because I can't remember what her name is right off the top of my head. But anyway, my downline Sandy made the same card, and then I changed it, changed the colors and a little bit other things. So this is what we're making. This is another one that I did with the exact same technique, but I liked the pink one better. So that's the one I'm going to show you. And I didn't put any words on it because I felt like it already had all these words in the background, so it really didn't need more words. And I also did my new favorite thing, which is stamp on the ribbon. So let me show you exactly what you need to make that. And it's on page 110. It's the Quiet Meadow stamp set right here. And it is absolutely beautiful. I've used it for a bunch of videos now, and I love it. And you also need this brick, what is it called? Brick and mortar, I think, embossing folder. We're going to be using that. So that's pretty much it, plus the Blushing Bride cardstock, an ink pad, and some white. So this is the cardstock you need. Oh, and before I forget, oh, let me show you, we're having a sale that just started today on the designer paper. I meant to say that earlier too. Hold on. So pretty much all of the designer paper is on sale except for the $15 ones, which are the specialty ones. So Expressions in Ink is not on sale. Simply Elegant is not on sale. And the 2 6x6 ones are not on sale. But all the 12x12 except for those two are on sale for 15% off. So the 1150 packs will be $9.78, and then the In Good Taste one is normally $21. It's going to be $17.85. So all of those you can see on page 130 to 134 in the catalog, and some of them are really, really pretty, especially this Beauty of the Earth. I've just started playing with that a little bit, and that is some gorgeous paper. So sale started today. You can order anything you want right here, stampingwithlisa.com, and I would love to have you as a customer, and I always send out thank you cards and gifts. Depending on how big your order is, the more free stuff you'll get from me. So check that out on my website, and it'll have more details. I still have this hostess code for today. I am going to change that tonight though. So starting tomorrow, I'll have a new host code for July, but you can still use this one today, and I'll have it on my website. If you go there, I'll change it as soon as I get done with this video. So these are the products you need, the paper products: 5.5 by 8.5 Blushing Bride, 5 1/4 by 4 white, and 2.5 by 4 Blushing Bride. So take a screenshot of that real quick and we'll get started. And I can't tell if anybody's watching. Hold on, let me refresh it again and see. I don't know why sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. I do not see comments on here, which is really strange, huh? Interesting, but I can see that people are watching, so I'm not sure why they're not coming up. Let me see. Weird, weird, weird. Okay, well, I might just have to look at my phone today. If you guys are on here, just say hi. Tell me where you're from, and oh, there we go. Tracy's on. Okay, I see Tracy, and I see a couple other people on my phone that haven't popped up yet. All right, so we're gonna start with the white piece, and we're gonna emboss that. And I have already, by the magic of TV, done that for you. So all I did was I put it in here in the embossing folder. And this is one of the embossing folders. Anytime it's 3D, you need the specialty plate, which is that gray plate, to go with it. So you just put the regular platform, your embossing folder, and then that gray plate on top, and run it through, and then it'll come out looking like that. And make sure when you do it, you've got your bricks going this way, like this. You don't want it to come out the wrong direction. So that's the first step. Then I'm going to take and stamp. Let me get my scrap paper out. We'll try a new piece here. So we're going to stamp on this one, and I'm going to be using the Stays On black, which I never ever use because I really don't like it all that much. I pretty much stick with Memento for pretty much everything, but since I'm kind of watercoloring a little bit, it smeared when I did it. So you can kind of tell in this one, I used the Memento on this one, and it kind of smeared a little bit, and then on this one I used the Stays On. So the Stays On definitely works better if you're using some moisture with it, and it won't smear. So the reason I don't like it is because it dries out kind of fast, and you got to keep re-inking it all the time. I think I'm going to ink it up this way. All right. So then we're going to stamp it right on our Blushing Bride piece, and I want the stem to come off the page just a little bit, so I'm going to do it down right so the stem's at the bottom. And there you go. So that came out pretty good. And then that's all we need with the black Stays On. All right, so we're going to stamp the words in the pink. Actually, I think I'm going to sponge first before I do that. So we're going to sponge on the white and the pink piece. So we're going to use our blending brush, which I love, 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 as you guys can tell. And I think they are supposed to be back in stock yesterday. No, what is today? Thursday? Sometime this week. They might already be back in stock. I forgot to check. All right, we're going to sponge this a little bit. Just give it a little pop of pink. This is Blushing Bride ink. And you just want to dab off always because you don't want a big blob on there. And it just comes out so pretty. You don't want to do the whole entire thing. You want to leave some white on there, but that gives you pretty much maybe just a little bit more. And then I'm also going to sponge this, but I want to rip it off first. So I'm going to rip right down the edge. And if you just keep your thumb right there and just pull it and move your thumb down, it's really easy. And I just pulled it towards me. And then I'm going to sponge this right down the edge, just like a regular sponge, except I'm using the blending brush. And this I'm not dabbing off because I don't really care if it's a little bit darker. But it does a great job of doing that around the edge. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more and kind of blend it in around the edges. Okay, so it kind of highlights that flower in there. I've got it just a little bit dark right here. I don't really like that right there, so let's blend that a little bit more. All right, so there we go. We're done with the sponging. Now I'm going to do the words, and don't look at my words. They're awful because what happened, my sticker came off, and then when I tried to fix it, I ripped the whole stamp apart, and I had this big gap, so I shoved this piece of ribbon in there, but it still works great. So even though it looks bad, it still works great. All right, I'm going to stamp the words on here, and I'm going to stamp off, and then stamp on, stamp off, and stamp on, stamp off, on, and let's do one more. All right, whoops, that's crooked, but that's okay. And then we're going to do it on here too. So stamp off again and stamp on, and then off and on and off. You just don't want it that dark, so that's why. And it works really well on right on top of the embossed part already. So, oh shoot, I think I forgot to stamp off on that one. Okay, I need one more. Do one right up at the top here. Okay, so there we go. We've got all of our stuff stamped, and now we're gonna, oh no we haven't, we got one more thing, forgot. We need to do these little dots, the speckly dots. So I'm just gonna get my scrap paper wrap back out. Love it when I forget stuff. Stamp off on that too, and just put some little sparkles, speckles on there. No sparkles on this card, which is a change for me because I pretty much always do sparkles. Hey Debbie. Watching from Michigan. How's the weather in Michigan? It's super hot here, but I think today was 95. Tomorrow's supposed to be 75, so I can't wait. I hate that I did those words crooked, but hopefully nobody will notice. All right, so I'm done stamping. Now we're going to start to color. So we don't need that anymore. So I'm going to be using the white craft pad and a block. And I already put some ink on here yesterday, and it's still actually wet, but I'm just going to put a little bit more. So you just take your white craft pad and just put some on a block. So you want some white ink on there. And you can do it in the lid too. If you want to squish this, you can get the ink on the lid and do it that way. But I like using a block because I think it works pretty well. And I've already used this tip over here. So you're just going to ink it up with that and just start coloring. And just go all the way around. And I did have to put 2 coats on here because it kind of sinks in a little bit. And at first it looks really dark, but then it just kind of soaks right into the paper a little bit. So you need to do it twice just to give it a little bit more color so it'll show up. And I think Sandy used my downline who did it. I think she used the aqua painter instead of the blending brush, but I'm not positive. But I thought the blending brush was a lot finer tip, so it was easier to get it inside the lines. Sometimes with the aqua painter or the water brush, it's just too much water and it kind of bleeds out a little bit. You know, the other day I told you about getting eaten up by the biting flies. And at work, I work at an urgent care center, and we have been having people come in like crazy lately with the same thing. And you know, I thought I had it bad, but some people have come in just worse than me. And I mean, I'm still 2.5 days later itching like crazy. And I have put a few different kinds of cream on and taken Benadryl and Motrin. I should have just got seen at work today and got some steroids or something, but I hate to take those. I'm trying to suffer through it and just hope it'll go away. But I have scratched myself to death. But it does make me really appreciate things, because when you put it into perspective, you know, when other people come in and you see them and they're worse off than you. And one guy had poison ivy so bad it was like everywhere, even his eye, and I felt so bad, and I thought, wow, at least mine's pretty much just on my legs, you know. So really, no matter how bad you have it, somebody else has got it worse off than you. And I have to be thankful for all the things that I do have, and know that no matter what happens, it could always be worse. And just be thankful for what you do have. And I listen to K-Love. I don't know if any of you guys ever listen to K-Love. It's a contemporary Christian music station. And I love it. I listen to that and The Message, which is another Christian music station. And even if you're not a Christian, which, you know, I'm not going to get political or religious or anything on anybody, but it's just really good music, and it's really uplifting, and it's very positive, and You know, it just makes me feel good. And I just love listening to that. And every day they have uplifting stories of different people calling in and telling their stories about different things. And one day I was listening, and this guy called in, and he said his mom died, and he went to the funeral home to make the arrangements, you know, for her funeral. And the guy who was the funeral director said to him, "You don't recognize me, do you?" And the guy said, "No." And he said, "Well, about 40 years ago, we were in high school together." And he said, "You were like the star of the football team and really popular, and you were a senior, and I was in ninth grade. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but I used to get bullied all the time by the football players, and you always stood up for me." And he said, "You'll never realize what that did for me." He said, "Because I probably wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for you, because it was so hard dealing with that, and you were the only person that stood up for me." And he said, "It just meant so much." And he said, "I really owe you my life." And the guy, you know, was there because his mother died. And he just couldn't believe that this guy, he didn't remember him at all. He's like, you know, just the little things that he did when he was in high school, standing up to bullies, you know, and just standing up for a kid that got bullied, you know, changed that kid's life. And you never know what little things that you do might change a person's life. So really try to be kind to people. And, you know, there are some people in this world that just, no matter what you do, they just will not be nice. I meet them all the time, but I just wanted to put that out there and say, you know, your words do make a difference. And if you see somebody who looks like they're just down or whatever, just say something nice to them. And, you know, just say, "Have a good day," or whatever, you know, give them a smile, and it'll just, you never know what it'll do. So anyway, sorry for that long story that went on forever, but I'm done coloring with the white, and that's what it looks like when you finish. And now we're going to color the ribbon with the stamp. So I'm just going to stamp right on top of it. So I do need my pink back out. But that story made me want to cry, because I never got bullied in school or was a bully. You know, I was always nice to everybody, but you know, I know there are a lot of people who do get bullied, because I used to be a teacher and I would see it. But you know, I would always say something, but I know kids get bullied when nobody's looking. So, and it, you know, it happens to adults too. Adults get bullied. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now, because I know I'm just going on and on. But anyway, I hope you guys like that story. I always try to tell you guys a story, and I was trying to think of what I could talk about today. And I just remembered that, and I wanted to share it. So, all right, so I stamped the ribbon with the words from the same set, the Quiet Meadow. We're just going to wrap that around and tie it in a knot. And I didn't measure this, and I just stamped it 3 times, so it's about 9 inches, which is probably too long, but that's okay. We'll have to cut just a little bit off. I'd rather have a little bit too much than not enough. All right, so just tie it in a knot. And when I tie it in the knot, I try to get it so the words are going the right way, but if you don't, it's not that big of a deal. Just try and twist the ribbon a little bit when you're pulling it, and I think I got them both right. Okay. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Sharon. All these people popped on. Hey, Pauline. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked that story. All right. Oh, you guys popped on while I was talking. I wasn't even looking at the thing. Michelle, I just was talking about my itching. That's what got me into the whole story, but I was saying I'm still itching like crazy, but at least I'm not as bad off as other people, so I'll just live with it and be thankful it's not worse than it could be. But I am still itching like crazy. All right, so then we want to pop this up on dimensionals and glue this piece down. So I'm going to put that on with the green glue. I have a new favorite thing. I meant to bring it in here with me. I'll bring it next time, but I was, uh-oh, this is stuck or something. Oh, it's just clogged up. I went to Costco, and they have these, why is this not coming out? Hold on. It must be clogged up. Let me get a different one. They have this thing in the candy aisle. They're chocolate covered salted caramel chocolates or something. They're little pieces of caramel covered in chocolate and sprinkled with sea salt. And I can't remember who makes them, but oh my gosh, they're the best things I've ever tasted. And I bought a container, and it's like, I think they're 50 calories each, which is awful. But you just want to eat like 20. And, you know, I try to just eat 1 or 2 a day, but hey, Deborah. I just try to eat 1 or 2 a day, which is a lot. But one day I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, I just can't stop eating them. They're so good. All right, we're going to put this on with dimensionals. So next time I do a video, I'll try to remember to bring them with me and show you the container in case you go to Costco. I think, yeah, I got them at Costco. I'm going to put 5 dimensionals on here. And in case you came in late, this was the other card. These were the 2 cards that I was showing. So we're making the pink one. This one is the same exact card except in Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. And I did a wider piece. This one was 2.5 to start. I think this one was 3.5. So I did 2 sets of flowers instead of 1. And I stamped the words on there. And then did some words on here from the mini messages, I think. So we're doing this one. And I'm just going to pop these dimensionals off. Thankfully, it's supposed to rain tonight, so I was dreading going out to water my yard tonight because of that, those stupid biting flies, but it's supposed to start raining tonight, so I'm not going out there. And I bought some bug stuff on Amazon to help me because I just don't want to go through that again. All right, so there we go. All done. You know what? I should put us some Wink of Stella on here, sprinkled. Let me do that. I think I just need some Wink of Stella. All right, so grab your Wink of Stella, grab something to hit it with, and just tap it. Oh yeah, that definitely makes a difference. Love it. Always love some sparkle. There you go. Can you see it? Love it, love it, love it. I just think that's so pretty. And I wish I had the other card to show you what it looked like, the one that the other girl made in my downline Sandy, because they were it was so pretty. But I'm sure if you go look in Pinterest somewhere and search this stamp set, you could probably find it. But thank you for joining me tonight. Oh, and don't forget our sale, the Designer Series paper sale, 15% off on all the paper except for the 2 specialty ones and the 6x6 ones. All the rest is on sale. Thanks, Deborah. All right, you guys have an awesome rest of your night, and I will probably be back Saturday with my next video, which is another technique that I already did, but it's with the different stamp set. So it's with that bleaching with water thing. So I hope you join me for that. It will be Saturday. Not sure what time yet, but it will be sometime on Saturday. I hope you guys will tune in. Don't forget, leave comments and you can win the card. Make sure it's nice. If you don't have something nice to say, then please don't say anything at all. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.